Hello, everybody. This is Andy, and welcome to episode 5 of All the Mods 6 to the Sky. And I don't know about you guys, but this just feels like a very dirty setup. It doesn't feel like it's working properly, mostly because it's not working properly. But we need to fix that. And I've done a little bit of AFKing. I actually changed the threshold here to 50, so each of these has a 50% chance once it goes into the etching acid basin thing to turn into a real guy. But we need, I believe, 11 to properly etch in order to make the assembly station thingy, and then 2 more to make the flux capacitor. So wait, it's 9 for the assembly station thing because each of these requires 1, except for the control thing. Where's the control thing? This assembly or controller, it requires 3. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, am I dumb? Wait. Yeah, it's only 8. So we need 10. I think we can have 10. Maybe, if we get lucky. However, we also have another issue. The etching acid requires spider eyes, rotten flesh, gunpowder. That's easy. But we don't have those things because we don't have a mob farm. So we need to set up a mob farm. First things first. So let me grab a bunch of cobblestone. I'll probably chisel a bunch of this stuff so it doesn't look quite as bad. Oh wait, we don't have chisel in this pack, do we? Cobblestone bricks, is that just this? Okay, yeah, I'll make a couple of these as well, and we can make a mob farm somewhere close by. You guys want to hear the loudest sound in the entire universe? Oh my god. I don't know if it was that loud for you, but that blasted my eardrums, and my sound for the game is on like 10%. I need all the dye to make a bunch of blank plates to make vector plates because you need blank plates now instead of just like whatever else they were. I think it was just iron they were made out of before. But let's make a ton of these. Sounds good to me. And I should be able to... Oh, I just destroyed my bins. I should just be able to upgrade these into vector plates like this. I don't have any sugar, but I have big sugar cane right there, so we're fine. That's where the mob farm is going to go. It's a whole chunk. It's chunk based, so I can just chunk load it eventually, and mobs will spawn. Unfortunately, we don't have cursed earth in this version of Minecraft yet, or maybe never, but you know, we'll live. We'll just deal with the fact that we're going to have a somewhat crappy mob farm. These vector plates require slime balls of any kind. I only had 1, so I was only able to make 6 vector plates, which means I need to make a phytogenic insulator. We'll probably just shove this guy right here. I'm going to give it a sink because the sink is an infinite water source in this pack. I was reminded of that, which is very, very nice. I need to tell you to... Oh, do you not accept from the front? That's pretty lame. So if I just give this thing the cactus, it should begin working. I believe it is outstandingly slow, so we need to upgrade this thing at least a little bit. It has 4 augment slots by default. Let me see if this upgrades it to a reasonable speed. How many cactus does it give me? It gives me 2 per. Oh, but it still uses the... Okay, so I need to loop this somehow. Let's get a drawer, and let me set this up really quick. And there we go. This thing will basically just run forever now. I'm exporting bone meal into it with an export bus because we have infinite bone meal from our sieving setup, and I'm just going to storage bus this guy. The reason this works is because you can auto input and auto export to the same side. So once we get to 64 cactus, it will just start backing up in here, and once we back stuff this drawer, we'll just have like 2,000 cactus in the bank. I completely forgot that this existed until someone mentioned it in the comments of the last episode. The time in the bottle is an incredible mod. Basically, what it does is it stores time as long as you have it in your inventory, and then once you have a little bit of it, you can use it on machines to make them run faster. I don't have enough to make the machine run faster right now. It tick accelerates it, but, you know, eventually I will. As you can see, it appears our mob farm is working. I didn't light that up well enough, did I? I don't know how I'm supposed to get rid of those guys. But I did make the mob masher. This is how we're going to kill them. But I can't have them in there if I'm going to place it. Vector plates are all filled in, and I'm making this thing 4 tall, just in case there's some mobs in this pack that are taller than Enderman, but I kind of doubt it. Hopefully, this thing will work just fine, because this is technically the only place where mobs can spawn in the entire loaded world right now, which means our rates should actually be pretty fantastic. They're not going to be Cursed Earth fantastic, because Cursed Earth is just insane, but they will be fairly good. And there we go. It's all closed up. I'll probably add some supports here and clean this up just a little bit to make it look slightly better, but mob farms are big boxes, and they deserve to look like big boxes. We're already getting some mobs in here, so if I turn this on, they should get whacked pretty hard, and this guy can get out, which means we have a slight issue. I think I can put this right here. No, that's an indirect power, and it doesn't work properly. Maybe I can just simply hide it underneath. Can I like, no, let me figure this out. I just went ahead and added half slabs here so they can't walk through, but I can still see them if I need to see them for some reason. Now, I think, wait, we have the advanced item collector in this pack, correct? We do not actually have the advanced item collector in this pack, which is a little unfortunate. It's my favorite item collector, but that's perfectly fine. What is this even for? Anyways, we can use the absorption hopper to pick up items and experience, I think, and then we can just throw them directly into a... Jeez, this looting thing works like crazy. I just got 8 ender pearls from like 1 enderman. What is this used for? Stuff that I don't need to worry about right now. Okay, so let's put this right here, and that should pick everything up, I think. Hey, why aren't you going? Wait. This is a vector plate. Why isn't it working? Hello? For some reason, this vector plate just actually refuses to work, so I don't think there's anything I can do about it. Mobs that go in here will eventually pathfind their way into the mob masher or get pushed by other mobs, so it's not a huge issue. It's just a little obnoxious that the vector plates aren't working correctly. So what I can do is configure this to push south, which is this direction, which is where the chest is going to be, and it should shove all of its items in here, slowly but surely. It doesn't transfer too fast, but I think it will transfer fast enough, and these are also things that I picked up from the mob farm, including that and this stuff, and we just want to let this thing run for a little bit and try and get at least one of every single drop. And are these useful for anything except for crafting into ender pearls? Probably not right now, though. I've got 17 minutes of my time in the bottle now, so it should be able to be used, and I think, yeah, you can just whack it like that. So we have 16 times speed. It actually can't uptake energy fast enough, I guess. So that's unfortunate. I think it can go up to 64 times. Yeah, 64 times speed, and that used all of my time. Now that I've gotten a little bit of mob drops, we are ready to go ahead and, wow, that's incredibly loud, toss the items in there, and hopefully they've just become an etching acid bucket. Incredible. So loud, so loud. Please stop. And now this thing should just be able to go in here. I don't think it gets used up unless you apply heat to this. So we should be good with 1 bucket for the time being, and I'll just throw those in there, and they take 2.5 minutes. So, nice. First batch is done. We have 17 unassembled and 8 failed, which is actually very lucky. So let's get a second batch going, and while we're doing that, I did set up a little drawer wall over there. We just have to begin putting the items in it. They're all locked, so nothing can go in right now. Hello, Enderman. How'd you get out? I'm gonna push you into the void. Bye-bye, buddy. You're very heavy. Oh, he's gone. Well, anyways, let's go ahead and... Oh, yeah, we're starting to spill items onto the ground. We want lots of Inferium Essence, so it goes into one of these, and now we should be getting more and more in it. This is a item pipe with the diamond upgrade, so it transfers 32 items every 5 ticks, or 2 stacks per second, which is quite incredible. I also want infinite ender pearls, so those go in there, and I'll go through this and put all the items that we want a lot of in these drawers, and the items we want less of in these drawers, and then I'll try and void upgrade and storage upgrade everything I can. And here's how the drawer wall's looking so far. This is going to fill up more because I know there's things that haven't dropped yet and things that haven't spawned. For example, I only got one of these graves dusts, and I know those drop from a lot of mobs. So we haven't had a whole lot of mobs run through the system yet, but we've had a few. The chest should not back stuff super quickly because these are the most common drops, and I do have a trash can here, which will eventually get connected once I get all of the drops I think I'm going to have, and then it'll filter out all like the armor and the swords and all that kind of stuff that will clog up the system. And now that I've got these unassembled PCBs, we can begin making printed circuit boards, and I think I can make 15 right now, which should give us the ability to make all of this stuff, which I'm going to do right now. Okay, I made all of the machines, and I think I just need to order one of these assembly drill and programmers, and hopefully the guy will come by, take my emeralds, and oh, there he goes, and give me the program I need. In the meantime, let's go ahead and set this thing up somewhere. We need it to have a decent amount of pressure, so I don't know, can we just throw it right here for now? I think we need a temporary place to put this. I'm pretty sure this is just enough room, so the pressure needs to come in through the assembly controller, and we just leaked all of our pressure because I put some more stuff in there, so let's grab some coal and get this thing running once again. Our program came, and I can take my emeralds back, and this thing, I think, just needs to go into here. Okay, perfect. Now we need an import, which I think can go here. We're going to need a laser and a drill, which can go right here and here. Then we're going to need an export and an assembly platform, which will go in the center. And I think that's the entire multi-block. This thing should be formed. It needs a lot of pressure. Oh man. Let's see if we can just fix that really quickly. We are now getting 5 bar of pressure, and the safety tube module is making sure we don't go above 4.9, which is really nice. It does mean I'm wasting coal, but I think I'll live. So we need to give an import chest, which can go right there, and an export chest, which can go right there. So I think if we give this blocks of compressed iron, this thing will realize it has a recipe very slowly, and it should make us the advanced pressure tubes, which can hold up to 20 bar. Wow. Could you be any slower, big guy? Okay, he grabbed one, and it should go on here now, and it should get lasered, or drilled and lasered, and then turned into the pressure tubes and put in here. And he picked it up. He picked it up. Why is he going the long way around? Not very smart, are you, buddy? And we should get our pressure tubes. Okay, perfect. Okay, he's gonna start working on the second one. In the meantime, let's go ahead and throw this back down and get rid of this so we don't try and pressurize our entire system. I need... Oh. You really hated that. You're going to get turned off too for a second, because I need to use the pressure chamber. And... Oh, this might take a while. How many bars do I need to make the things right here? Hopefully it's just one. Okay, it's just one. So I'll wait a minute. And our items are being crafted. Please rip them out. Close it back up, and we should be good to go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect you again and reconnect you there. Connect you back there. Take 2 of these, throw them in here for the time being, and this thing should finish its job slightly faster. However, with that, we are now able to make the flux compressor, which can generate us 20 bars totally using our power production. And we have a significant amount of excess power, which means we can run this thing at full uptime without any issues. And you know what having access to better pressure production means? We have to reevaluate our entire system. So basically, I'm just going to tear most of this stuff down, and we will start again. Ooh. This can... No, we'll move it really quickly. I want to make some flux plugs and flux points, which means we're going to have to put our bedrock to work. So let's throw the redstone down here, and... Oh no, I'm picking it up. I think I'm too close. Get out of my inventory, please. Bye-bye. And I think I just pressed this. No. Oh! I think it did it. Close enough. We are going to need 1 flux plug. The recipe is really simple actually. And then we can have as many flux points as we want, as long as I remember to make redstone blocks. Let's just make a whole stack right now and just give me 5. Sounds like a plan. So what I think we can do is just shove it, let's say, right here. And we need to create a network, and that's my network. We don't need a password. Public, create. And then I click it, and this should be linked. Disable limit, no chunk loading, none of that. And then I can come over here, grab a flux point, put it on the same network, and tell it to disable limit so I can give it as much power as it wants, even though I don't think this thing will even get close to the limit. And this thing will begin producing power, or compressed air for us. So this thing will produce a lot of pressure very quickly. However, it can produce up to 20 bars, which is an issue for us because a lot of these machines can only use up to 5 bars. So what we're going to need is a regulator module, which will not allow more than, I believe, 5 bar to come through. And does it have to be connected from the back? Looks like it, so we're going to have to change the way I set this up slightly. And then do it like this, maybe? What? Come on. By default, this thing will allow exactly 4.9 bar through at a maximum, which is really, really nice. Oh, and not only are these advanced pressure tubes capable of holding 20 bars, they also transfer pressure a lot better. As you'll see, 18 bars here, and it only goes down to, wait, it's going up, but the pressure difference is a lot different, or is a lot less severe than with these normal pressure tube things. So what I should be able to do is go like that, and then this part will begin getting pressure, but it will never get more than the 4.9 bars, even if I produce a lot more pressure. After a little bit of testing, I've kind of figured it out. It also might be a little choppy over here, at least it is for me. The frame rate's still fine. It's just, I think this signal means my computer doesn't like it. I think there's some mod that adds fancy redstone, which is cool, but also laggy. So what we have here is just a bunch of compressed iron pulling the heat away from the flux compressor. I have it going here, here, and then down, and that's keeping this around 58 degrees Celsius, which means our efficiency is 98%. With 6 speed upgrades, we can produce up to 20 bars of pressure in here. I'm using an advanced pressure gauge module. You just have to click on one of these pressure gauge modules with a advanced PCB, which is a super easy recipe. Just this, we already had the printed circuit board, and you get 4 of them per one, which is incredible. Click on it with that, and then you can open it up and set an emit when greater than or whatever. So actually, this is only 18 bar. I want this to be 19 bar, so we can have as much pressure as possible. And as you can see, our fluids are actually getting processed over here. So I think it's time to turn this thing back on. As you can see, the machine is off sign, has been up here for a while now. But I just need to give this guy some pressure. Once again, I'm going to use the regulator tube module to let exactly 4.9 bar through, and that should bring this thing up to a very high temperature. And yeah, we're at 250 here, and I can just let this run always. And it's going very quickly, actually. These things will keep up, but you know, that's pretty nice. And hopefully, oh, I vented a ton of air because I accidentally opened this. But I do want to solve this issue. The redstone is laggy, as you can see. I don't know if you can actually tell in the video because the frame rate is still above 60, but this is so much smoother. The problem is the redstone wire. So I think I'm going to use a redstone transmitter and a redstone receiver from, transmits accept and then sends them out wirelessly to linked receivers. Yeah, where's the receiver? Receiver? I don't know why I couldn't find it in JEI. It was just being weird. I had to actually look up the RF Tools mod. Anyways, we need a transmitter pointing towards this thing that will receive the redstone signal from the pressure tube module, and a transmitter pointed towards this thing, which will transmit the signal to the machine. And I do need a wrench. By the way, I did make a backpack. Can I not? Do I need to make the RF Tools wrench? Come on, dude. We made such a great step forward in 1.12 where you pretty much could use any wrench for anything, but I guess RF Tools isn't very cool in 1.16. So I think we just need to click this with the receiver and then place this down, and it's not going to face the same way for whatever reason. And now it's pointing there, and they should be linked. And once this gets up to 19 bar, this thing should turn off. It's still going to flicker, but it's going to flicker internally, and there will be no visual lag from it. So we won't lose frame rate. Maybe it'll mess up the tick rate a little bit, but I don't particularly care because we're not going to have tick issues in this pack. And using up our last two advanced pressure tubes, I set up the assembly, whatever thing this is, assembly controller, assembly platform, assembly line, maybe, perhaps. And I'm going to make some more advanced pressure tubes because I need to. And they're still very slow. So I'm going to, I think I have a tank actually. Can I quite literally, oh, I could just order one. Give me an ultimate fluid tank. And by selecting this tank with the Amadron tablet, I think I can just order some lubricant. Give me, I don't know, can I get 32 buckets of it? I think I can. I put enough emeralds in here. And that will be used to make the speed upgrades. And now that I have access to these printed circuit boards, we can start doing the thing that we started this entire PneumaticCraft journey for, the hopper botany pot. If this was all I cared about, getting this hopper botany pot, I should have done, what is this? Botania, because it would have been so much faster. But I think we have to do PneumaticCraft anyways, so it's going to be useful. Also, this dirt sucks. Let's see if we can make a better dirt. Insanium Farmland isn't actually that hard to make, so I made some of that, and this should be significantly faster. It's about twice as fast. Hopefully we get more than 1 wood per growth cycle of this. I appear to have misplaced my my fluid tank with the lubricant in it, so I need to order more. Emeralds are free. It really doesn't matter. Never mind. I did not misplace my tank. If you use the tank in this recipe, it eats it, so I got 1 speed upgrade for 32 buckets of lubricant. A word of warning, don't do that. And since we're very rich in compressed air, we're going to have the big pressure chamber. This thing's going to take a little while to fill up because it has a ton of volume, and our network is suffering a little bit until this thing gets to 5 bar. But once we get there, we'll come to equilibrium and everything will be quite all right. I do want to hook this thing up to the ME system, though. I went ahead and renamed an interface pressure chamber and another one assembly line so we can hook up the applied energetics system over here. Once again, I don't particularly care how it looks. It's going to be ugly, and that's just the way it has to be. Let's add another feature to our applied energetics system, and that is going to be an ender chest network. What I'm going to have basically is an ender chest set on blue, 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 and then have an import bus with I guess I need 1 more acceleration card, please. Thank you. This is taking longer than I thought it would take. Excuse me. Oh, it's got to make a calculator processor. Anyways, 3 should be enough. Is the 4th one done yet? Yes, it is. Okay. And then any items that come into this ender chest will be automatically sucked into our ME system in our ME drives. So what I can do is go over here to our pressure chamber and set up another ender chest right on this output bus, because I believe the pressure chamber interface pushes on its output. We don't want this to connect here at all. And then we can just shove items in here and the results will come out of here. I put in the recipes for the transistor and the capacitor to our ME system. So now if I say I want half a stack of these, it says, all right, I've got all the items, and it should shove them in here. And this thing should start shoving them in here, and then once it gets crafted, it should get exported. Okay, okay. Perfect. And then it should get imported into our ME system, right? Yep. Okay, we've spent a ton of time on PneumaticCraft in the last couple of episodes. Most of this episode and all of last episode, I think. But that's okay. PneumaticCraft is our gate to the end game. We need to have great PneumaticCraft setup in order to make the creative essence, in order to make all of the creative items, or at least all of the creative items that are implemented right now. We do need to basically finish mechanism, which I've never done before, and that looks really fun. So we'll spend a couple episodes on that. But right now, I want to be able to fly. I'm tired of running around, so I'm gonna make the Emerald Jetpack, I think. Just kidding. I got up to the Steel Jetpack, which is actually quite good. I believe it. I don't know. We'll have to test it out. But the Diamond Jetpack requires this, which is kind of terrible. We don't have any unobtainium, aluminium, vibranium, or netherite right now, so we just can't make the Diamond or the Emerald Jetpack yet. So bye-bye to that. But this thing has charged because I set up a Flux controller over there that charges our inventory, and if I put it on, I ought to be able to fly if I fix the hotkeys. All right. I turned it on. First things first, let's do it without hover mode. I am so fast. It's crazy. I go up. I don't go up that fast, but I move forward incredibly quickly. And with hover mode on, we do lose altitude over time, which is a little bit annoying, but we move very quickly. And we don't stop very fast, but we move very fast, which is very nice. Ooh, that's going to take some getting used to. All right, since we were making this, what is it called, endstone and netherrack for the longest time, but weren't sieving it, I decided to set up an auto hammer and auto sieve for each of them, so we can start getting stuff like netherite, which is going to come in handy very soon. I don't think there's anything else that's important from these two. I guess we get ender pearls. We get rose quartz. Is this handy? Perhaps someday if I want to get into create. But for now, the netherite's the big one. I also just went ahead and connected this up to the ME system, so we now have access to all of those items through here, the ender pearls, the catalyzing glands, and etc, etc. We're getting netherite actually incredibly quickly, which will come in handy very, very soon. Next episode, I want to try and get into bees. And I'm not entirely sure how I'm supposed to do that because I don't know how to get honeycombs without having bees. The kitten bees don't produce the right type of honey to make honey blocks, and I'm kind of hoping we'll just be able to find cool bees in the nether. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not even sure if this is an actual nether and not just a void world, but let's try it out. Yep. As I was kind of fearing, this is just a straight void world. I don't know if we're going to find any bees here. I'll do a little bit of looking in between episodes, but I think what we're going to have to do is get into nature's aura and get to this altar of birthing so that we can just start spawning bees ourselves. I don't know how we're going to get our first honeycomb, our first honey blocks, but we'll have to figure that out next time. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it may have seemed like we didn't get that much done this time, but I promise we did. We got a fair chunk done, and it's a lot of stuff that we're going to have to not worry about later on. It's stuff that we were going to have to do anyways, and we decided to do it now rather than later once we're approaching the end game. So, yeah, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.